Hey guys, please don't be mad at me. It is no longer October.
Oh my god, corny, lame, boo, tomato, 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 I'm throwing tomatoes.
And it was my goal to post every single Friday of October, as you guys know, for this series called Freaky Friday, where I body swap or switch bodies with a halloweeny character every single Friday of the month. However, I did not anticipate that the last Freaky Friday, which technically would be a Thursday because Halloween was on Thursday, I completely missed my deadline because I am in college and I wanted to have my full blown out Halloween weekend for the last year in college. So I did not post my last Freaky Friday video, and now I'm posting it a week late, a week and a few days and change late. Even though this is like my favorite video of the whole entire month, and I made you guys wait for a whole week and change. I'm sorry. I will do better next year. So please keep in mind that that's what's happening in this video, because I do mention a few times, oh, it's Thursday instead of Friday. Like, I do say that, but it's not true anymore. Anyway, I will be posting soon a video for Halloween weekend, since, that was what I was doing instead of posting this video, and also it was really fun, so I really want you guys to come along with me. Anyway, for this video, for today's video, let's magically pretend the magic of October has allowed us to go back in time, a few moons before, and be Halloween again. And for Halloween, I decided to go all out and end Freaky Friday for this year with a bang, which is with a character from a video game. This villain is one that plays with change. Foreshadowing from before. Change and flips it, and also has made decisions based on the turn of a coin. This character is the one and only Harvey Dent, or Two-Face, from Batman Arkham City, the video game on PS3. Let's transform from me, regular schmegular, in October to...
The only way to get by in this place is to get ourselves some respect. Fear. That's how we get respect. Show them all that we do things. We should be fair, though. This is a place of justice, after all. Screw justice. Kill her, and they'll all fear us.
Hey guys, okay, so as you guys can see, I am Two-Face, or Harvey Dent, from the Batman Arkham City video game on PS3, and I decided to do this look because I was trying and wanting to do a Batman villain. Specifically, I wanted to do the Joker because of the new movie that came out this year, but I decided to change my mind because, well, the new movie was, not to my liking. Anyway, then I asked my boyfriend, who loves video games and who loves Batman and loves comics, what other character I should do, because I wanted to do something with a bang for Halloween, for the last ever, for this year anyway, Freaky Friday video for October. I wanted to leave it with a bang, and I realized there were a lot of other villains that Batman has that have a lot of complicated and intricate looks, but this one specifically is one of my favorites, and I really love doing it because it's so complicated, it has so many parts, and you guys get to come along the journey while I turn into the one and only Two-Face, or Harvey Dent, from Batman Arkham City.
The windows, lock the door. It's late at night and I hear footsteps on the floor. Blood is freezing in my lips. Well, is it real or is it just October things?
Hey guys, okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a little bit different because I have to put on a bald cap for this look. And I have never put on a bald cap before, so hopefully I do it right. Because for this look, I need to do half of my head of hair gone. And we'll figure it out together. This part I'm speaking to you guys because, like, this is a learning experience for me as well, and I feel like it would be fun if we did it together, or went through the process together. Okay, here are the instructions. Let's see. Step 1. Slick back hair with gel and water to hold hair down, and use hair dryers to dry hair. If subject has long hair, pull into a low ponytail and let the hair run out the back of the cap and down into the costume. Using a cotton ball with rubbing alcohol, clean the skin around the hairline to make for a clean base. I personally don't really want to do that, so I am going to skip that step. You probably shouldn't if you're going to redo this, but I'm going to because I'm lazy. Next, place the cap over the head with the shorter side facing the front and cover the ears. Be careful during this process not to stretch the cap too much. It can tear. To expose the ears, draw a line connecting the bottom of the cap upwards to the ear, creating a small... Sorry. Dropping everything. Oh my god. I'm just gonna leave it on the floor until I need it. Okay, first, so I gotta put the short side in the front. Okay, so it looks like this. Here's a short side and there's a long side. So I put the short side in the front. And I don't want to stretch it too much. Oh, there's like a powder on it. Put my hair in braids, so I'm just gonna leave that in the back. I mostly only care about this side of my head because this side of my head is going to be the bald side. This side I'm going to put a wig on anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I should actually put contacts in first because my glasses are kind of in the way, so let's do that. Okay, now that I have contacts in, I'm trying to avoid covering this ear because it's still in the healing process. I'm going to cut it in a second, but draw a line connecting the bottom of the cap towards the ear and create a small circle in the center of the ear. Carefully use a pair of scissors. Cut the following line. When you reach the circle, carefully cut out a small round hole for the ear. It's always best to cut too little than too much, as the cap can easily tear if too much is cut. I'm gonna do this side first because I want to expose my ear as fast as possible right now because it's healing, but we're gonna use these. And I'm not gonna draw a line, I'm just gonna eyeball it, to be honest. Okay, let's try that first. Alright, I guess that's alright. I think that works. Guess we do the other side now. Alright. Okay. So I guess we can trim part of this here. Starting with the forehead, fold the cap upwards to expose the skin. Generously apply spirit gum to the skin, avoiding hair. Once applied, tap the spirit gum until tacky, then press the cap down onto the spirit gum, allowing to fully dry. That's this one. This orange one. Okay, so we use this and we apply to the skin. Avoid hair. Oh my, that's tacky. Did you see that? Here, I'll show you. Yeah, we're gonna try this, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to go for the lash glue because I feel like it's not doing the thing that it's supposed to do. To blend the edges of the cap into the skin, lightly stipple liquid latex with a foam sponge along the hairline. Latex can be thinned with water or a thin
a thinner application. Apply 2 to 3 layers, allowing for each layer to fully dry first. Latex can also be stippled across the whole cap to reinforce it and add texture. Okay, so I'm going to trim this first, I guess. This side looks kind of janky, but it's fine. Also, my neck is not really cooperating as well as I'd like it to. But we're just going to ignore my neck for now. These two, and I apply it to the edges to blend into the skin using a stippling motion. Once dry, apply color set powder on the entire cap using the powder puff. To do one side of my head, so I'm just going to do that because I just got a whole ton of powder on my body because I feel like powder should not be in that type of bottle. I'll show you. So this hoodie has to go through the wash now. Let's just move on to foundation and start getting going then. Now on to voiceover version of Nat.
Hey guys, it's me, voiceover version of Nat, again from the future. On purpose. Sort of. Anyway, this is the first time I have ever worn a bald cap, and the actual set that I bought the bald cap from came with these like little paint pods so that you can mix them to make your skin color and also do whatever like coverage you need to do. But since I already had foundation and I was going to do foundation on my face anyway later, and I also didn't know what were in these little cream pod. See, I forgot. I had to change my hoodie because I got a whole bunch of powder on it earlier and it was messing with me because it's a black hoodie and I got annoyed by it. Anyway, I decided to actually go in and just do foundation all over my head and all over my face. And I also redid the whole entire neck parts because those were coming off again and I didn't want that and didn't need that. And I clipped my braids in the back so that then you don't really see them and they're not getting in the way and pushing the bald cap off. And then I went in and I glued down one eyebrow for the side that I'm going to make burnt. And then the other side I left my eyebrow because he still has an eyebrow on the other side. And then I powdered it all down on my eyebrow so that then it wouldn't have any like texture and also would be easier to paint on top of and put the powder on top of my neck as well. The actual kit came with powder as well, as you saw before that I used, but that created a mess, so I decided to just use my regular powder that I normally use, which works just fine. And then the side that I did not cover my eyebrow, I ended up just going in and doing my usual makeup on my whole entire that side of my face, which is just my eyebrows, concealer, some eyeliner, some blush, some contour a little bit, and some eyeshadow. I decided to use a lipstick for a lot of like the pinks in this look instead of using a blush, because I felt that it sort of brought more of a more natural color to my face instead of one that's more pigmented and synthetic isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Um, and that's the normal side of my face. Done. Simple. Now, I looked up an image to do this other side of my face that was burnt, and I used a brown lip liner to sketch out all of the different shapes that I wanted to copy onto my face, just to make it easier for me to fill it in, kind of like a coloring book, just to plan out and sketch out what I wanted to do. And then afterwards, I went in with the liquid lipstick that I used for my blush on the other side to fill in the little gaps and start to color it in, and then I shaded it more and lightened it more later to add dimension. But this is just me mapping out based on the image that I pulled up on my phone from the video game. And this character is one that is full of a lot of designs, and the reason why this specific character was so inspiring to do and that I really wanted to do is because my boyfriend, first of all, really likes this game. And second of all, I love his design of how his suit is like half burnt and half of his face is burnt. He still has hair on the other half, but he still has this like sort of feel of a villain. You know, the Harvey Dent version of him is sort of gone. And the burnt part is like so, like the details of his outfit are just so perfect, and I just wanted to do it. Also, I could see all the details in his like nasty burnt face. Here's a close up of me adding in the darker points in the details. I just did a lot of like brush strokes to try to make it look like muscles or like tendons. And this took me a lot of tinkering with because I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing going in, but just tinkering with it, I eventually got something that I liked and added shading according to the image that I was using as my inspiration. I also went in again on top of that to make certain points darker, certain points like a little bit more smudged, at certain points more detailed, and that's what you see me doing here. I have never played the game personally, but I personally think that like because I've done this design already on my face, there's a part of me that's kind of interested in playing the game. So maybe I'll ask my boyfriend if I can borrow his game and play it. And maybe I'll add a section to my YouTube channel of me just playing video games. Um, Please comment down below any video games you'd like me to try or video game characters you'd like me to turn into. Maybe I'll just do one randomly on a random month, on a random day, just for you guys because you commented. Or I'll maybe film just me playing the game, maybe dressed as the character. Currently, I've been playing mostly just games like Cuphead, um, Cooking Mama because I'm diving into my nostalgia, and also Nintendo Dogs because again I am also diving into my nostalgia. But I'm very open to playing different games. I'm very new at playing games. I'm not the greatest at playing skill games where I have to fight people or fight for my life. It's very intense for me, and I am not very good with my hands. I'm not very fast. So, if you do have video game recommendations where it's beginner friendly and also does not require a lot of fast movement, or it's something that you think that I would enjoy or has a character that I would enjoy, I would love to see you guys comment down below anything or any suggestions. But this is me continuing on. I also used concealer in order to emphasize the lighter points in the makeup. And then later on I realized the concealer probably wasn't light enough for the lightest points. So I did go in with some white instead. The concealer though worked as a nice way to show the parts of his skin that like became shiny but not burnt off, if that makes sense. Because if you've ever seen a burning injury or a flame injury, there are certain parts of the skin that look shiny, because it sort of like creates this lamination over your skin, and gets rid of all of the hair. But there are also points where it goes down and creates crevices where it becomes more red and shiny, or red and dark, or red and grimy, I guess. But I wanted to emphasize the bright points too on top of the red instead of just making my whole half of my face red to add more dimension. This is me. Oh, also for the dark points, I used a liquid lipstick. I know I didn't really mention that earlier, but that is what I'm using. And I'm using that for details and yeah. I also went in with another liquid lipstick of the same type but darker to add a little bit more color back in and also more dimension because I realized just doing the black in the original like lipstick color made it still look a little bit flat, so I need a little bit more dimension. Also, I realized on his head there's a lot less black because light is shining and hitting on it more. So the darker points are actually a darker like flesh color or a darker muscle color. So I had to use a darker liquid lipstick for some points to make a little bit more dimension. And I also used more concealer to add more highlights to create even more dimension on top of that. This is me adding more details to the top of my head. Also, keep in mind, I don't do the back of my head because one, first of all, I cannot see the back of my head, so I cannot do the back of my head. And two, when I was looking up the character online, there are no points in the actual game do I ever see the back of his head. Maybe the side of his head, maybe like a little bit more towards the back of his head, but never the actual back of his head. So I couldn't replicate that without knowing what it looks like, so I just didn't. Also, like when I film, like you're just gonna be seeing the front of my face anyway. So a part of me was also lazy to do it. So then I filled in the eyeball as well and shaded the eye a little bit with some gray or like a rubbed out black. And that there is the final look, I think. I just added a few more little details, but I think that's it. She's me adding a few extra details of lines and stuff on his face. And that's it. It's the final look, guys. Thanks for following me for October. Bye bye.
Hey guys, okay, so I think this is the final look besides the wig and the outfit. So from here, I think I'm going to put on the final touches and I'll be right back with the finished look. Okay guys, this is the final look. This is Two-Face from the Batman Arkham City video game, which is on the PS3. This is a recommendation I got from my boyfriend because originally I wanted to do a Joker look because of the new movie, but then you know how that movie went. Anyway, I then decided I could do a different villain from Batman because he has so many, and this one was one that I felt like it was really interesting to do and really exciting to do. And plus it was kind of like a nice little challenge, and I feel like it was perfect for the end of this series, the Freaky Friday series, except ending on a Thursday being Halloween, because so far I've had a lot of really fun ones, easier ones, more complex ones. I've done the Coraline one, the Dragon one, the Dr. Frankenfurter one, the Emily from Corpse Bride one, but this one I feel like definitely takes the cake of most complicated look that I have done so far. I've even went out to buy a bald cap for this, for goodness sake. But anyway, I definitely think that this was really fun, and I definitely want to do the series again next year, or maybe if you guys like this series enough, I'll just continue to do it, but not as often throughout the rest of the year. I haven't decided yet because this is honestly really fun for me to do. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Please comment down below something that you really enjoyed about the videos or this series that I've done so far, or if you'd like me to do this throughout the year, because I'd be more than willing to do it throughout the year just for fun. And also please comment down below what your favorite video game is, because I'd love to know, and also look to see maybe if there's some inspo for next year in terms of characters. I was really happy because I got to welcome so many new subscribers to my channel because of this series, and I am hoping that you guys stick around even more and even longer for the long run, for possible more videos like this in the future and in the years to come. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, thank you for watching. Good morning, good night, goodbye. Oh yeah, and happy Halloween!